Himalayas a hard place to live. Real hard. Ain't no soft landing nowhere in here. You either catch on quick, or this place chew on you slow. This life don't hand out directions. Just wait. Just pressure sitting on your chest every morning. Folks think trouble kicked the door in. Nah. Trouble slick. Trouble got perfume on. Smiling at you like it already know your name, already in the room when you walk in. That's the slings and arrows, you don't hear them fly, you just feel that sting and wonder where it came from. Whole layer wrapped in dark mystery. Old magic in the walls. Wizards whispering deals they don't keep. Dragons watching from the shadows, counting bodies like loose change. Succubus love looks sweet at first, then you wake up lighter than you went to sleep. Hard tax, soul pawn. It's war out here. Quiet war. Betrayal wears silk and smile real nice. Same cats break bread with you. Be the one selling your name 2 streets over. This whole thing a stone cold trip, baby. No fair fights, no refunds. So whatever shield you walk around with, it better be battle tested. Not shiny. Not shiny. Not fresh out the armory, I'm talking chip paint. Bent edges. Blood you couldn't wash off even if you tried. Cause the layer don't care how fly you look in your armor. They care what's still holding when the smoke drifts off. If you still here tomorrow, still breathing, still standing on your square, then yeah, you's a bad mother. Shut your mouth.
Layer.
What up, everybody? Let's get everything together. My theme music. I already got it ready, right? All right, let's get right into it. We're about to hear about the sisterhood, beginning with Pretty Intellectual. Unpacking different views. Here we are. She has it in vertical. I couldn't see landscape, so we're going to look at vertical. Challenging the sisterhood.
When people talk about the sisterhood, they act as though this is an actual place where people meet together. They act as though this is a place where everyone means, and we are, we make rules about how we're going to go out in society and torture everybody who's not a part of the sisterhood. There also might be blood sacrifices.
So I guess we doing it in vertical, side by side vertical. I never seen it like this before. And it's a GRWM. Let's get ready with her.
of children who were AB'd because, of course, we are heathens who unalive children. So we have some blood sacrifices. We might eat some placenta here and there. I don't know who actually does that. If that was a shot at you, my apologies. All the things. When I hear people talk about the sisterhood, and mind you, this is men and women.
Let me see. That says in the back, Pretty Intellectual, this is the sisterhood, really? If it is so toxic, why do so many, I don't know what that is, have to wait till she move around?
It gives very much, I'm outside of the club and I can't get in. And my question is, I'm trying to figure out what club y'all are talking about. Because when I consider sisterhood, I do not consider sisterhood to be a group per se. I consider sisterhood to be a behavior. I consider sisterhood
Why so many people?
to be a mindset. So for example, sisterhood is when I walk in the bathroom and I see a woman and she's washing her hands or she's going in the bathroom and she has a track that's showing.
Why do so many people want to access it?
I'm not going to shame her and say, look, you don't even know how to put your wig on or your weave in. I'm going to say, hey, let me get that for you. Or if you have, you're on your cycle, instead of talking about you and pointing and laughing, I give you my jacket or I walk behind you on your way to the bathroom so you can get that cleaned up, right? Like sisterhood is when we exhibit behaviors of kindness to other Black women in society for the simple fact we understand kindness is not given to us elsewhere. So we are responsible for giving it to each other. That is sisterhood in my definition. But in this conversation, I really want to know what it is because some of y'all, when y'all talk.
That definition sounds beautiful. Whether it's a sisterhood or a brotherhood, but I don't think it's a brotherhood. I was hearing the statement they were saying the other day, something about bro code. I guess that's children. I don't know about the grown, but then again, that could be people in the space also. Because like I said, I've been here 4 years and I've talked to some of the folks and it's a bunch of splintering. And even with the sisterhood, they have people that say, no, not it. That's not the sisterhood. That's a mammy. That's a pick-me. That person is male identified. And I'm wondering, where does the mammy, pick-me, and male identified stuff come from? Is that the sisterhood who created mammy, pick-me, and male identified? Are they liberals or conservatives? I'm trying to learn too, so that's why I'm here listening to Pretty Intellectual.
About the sisterhood, y'all really do act like it's some kind of a formalized group. Good morning, Lala. Thank you so much for the heart me. Y'all really do act like it's some formalized group where there was a preconceived notion and a plan where we go to meetings every 3 weeks and we say, how can we make everybody that's not a part of the sisterhood feel like they ain't shit? How do we make sure people who aren't a part of the sisterhood feel like they're ostracized and they're out there by themselves? And how do we make sure that the sisterhood, no. But
now that's why I'm saying, because there are people, I don't know if they're a part of a sisterhood or anything else, that says that's a mammy. They name them. They say that Lucky Marie, Danica Michelle, Six to Goddess, Crimson Cure. It don't be just one person. It'd be because it used to be a group of people around me before I got what they used to do in the Kingdom Hall when they kick people out. They used to call it what's it called? The fellowship? I forget. Since they kicked me out of the partnership, I think that's what they call it, the YouTube partnership. I've been demoted. But it used to be a lot of ladies in the chat, and when I would play certain folks, they'd be like, this person act like they're giving advice. That's a mammy, that's a pick me, that's a male identified. So who are those people that do that?
I may be wrong, and I'm willing to be corrected. So that's why I said, what is the sisterhood really? Because maybe I had it wrong. And if it's this big toxic thing. So
now I can read the whole thing because she's far away from it. Okay, Pretty Intellectual. What is the sisterhood really? If it is so toxic, why do so many people want to access it? People like toxic things. Bad Girls Club has been off for quite some time. And let's not talk about that. I used to watch FX a lot. And I just was looking at clips on YouTube today of the shows I used to watch. They're very kind of violent. So I used to watch Sons of Anarchy, Sopranos, Boardwalk Empire. That stuff is toxic too, even though some of it is like American history. But that stuff is not pretty toxic, toxic. Mobsters and deletions every 2 seconds, The Wire, Oz, all of that stuff. It's toxic too. And somehow I can watch it in like a TV show, but I don't watch the documentaries or the shows about people that's in jail fighting. Cause I'm like, is this a skit? Cause if the cameras are there to watch the people fight, how is the person getting beat up? Aren't the cameras there to prevent the people from getting shanked and fought and everything else? So many things that's allowed, right? I don't watch World Star Hip Hop. I don't really watch that kind of stuff either. YouTube used to be like that before it got advertisement. It used to be bum fights, all this kind of stuff. I really don't like to watch that. But then when I walk outside, I really don't see that. I just hear about it when it does happen. And I see how many people don't care. And there's so many kids wandering around without, supervision. Sometimes it look like the Lord of the Flies and the Walking Dead somehow merged together. But let's continue to listen to what this is.
Why do so many of y'all want access? Because I hear women who are pick-me's and dangerous, disgusting women begging to be a part of the sisterhood while scrutinizing it, right? And then I see men begging to be a part of the sister. I mean, you will see women kiki and laughing with each other. We're like, ha ha ha, oh my God, girl, vagina, ha ha, boobs and hips and booty, ha ha ha, wigs and hair and lashes, heels. We're just sitting here laughing and giggling with each other about woman stuff. And here come a man. Oh, wait, I just came up to, what are you talking about? I just, like these two dudes in the comments. May I join? I just want to be a part of the sisterhood. Can I join? Can I join? Can I join? Can I join? Dre, I just want to come up and I just want to say, little sister, is dumb. I literally saw Dre crash clean out. When I say Dre crashed clean out, because he cried about the fact that he cannot believe women want independence, because it is so hard to be a man and nobody wants to be a man, and why would anybody want to be a man and do what men do? And I mean, he was yelling, y'all. So in saying all of this, what this tells me is y'all are crying about how society is treating you based on the shit you perpetuate. So you want to go into the sisterhood for solace. But when the sisterhood rejects you because it realizes that you're on some BS, you come online and you cry about the sisterhood being toxic and exclusionary and how you're not welcomed in it. And I got rejected from the sisterhood. No. You got rejected from a sisterhood. You could create your own. But the problem is you don't have enough women who like you or want to be attached to your BS. So you find yourself alone because you simply don't stand for anything. If you found a cause and you just stood by it, people would follow. If you found a cause and you stood by it, people would come around you, because people like people who are principled even if they aren't. That's what I learned. People like people who are principled even if they themselves are not principled.
So is the sisterhood principled? Because I thought that they were supporting sisters, but it's certain standards to keep certain sisters out. Because when I was listening to Boheme last night, she said, no matter what. So is rules or parameters to keep people out? I'm trying to listen.
They love to be around them, because then they could steal and siphon those things from that person. It's not a good thing, right? But what I'm saying is, if you so badly want your own version of some sisterhood, go do it. But I often find that a lot of y'all, you can't do that. So you come in and you sow seeds of discord in what people are doing, what people already have going for them. And then you cry and complain about how they treat you, when you really could just go out and do your own thing. But yeah. But I could be completely wrong. And so I will get off my soapbox. Hold on, let me get off of it. All right. Okay. I've gotten off of my soapbox and I'm ready to be proven wrong. Go ahead, wife, mom.
Good morning.
Good morning, my love.
Good morning again, rather. The sister. What is the sisterhood really? If it's so toxic, why do so many want access to it? Well, I know why people want access to it. People want access to community. We are a social animal, if you will. We want the affection, care, concern, empathy, sympathy, fellowship of other people. It's in some ways, very intimate, as in marriage and family. And then other ways in, profession, in interest, and that sort of thing. Now the toxic part, I don't think anybody wants the toxic part, but
that's humanity.
I was just getting ready to say, there's people who like mess and drama, and they thrive off of that for various reasons. So while everybody wants community, there's different communities that people want to be part of, I guess. Does that make sense?
Yes, exactly. Or there should be.
Yeah. But
Yeah, that makes perfectly good sense. I'm sure toxic people want to be around toxic people. They can relate to each other. I don't know. We shall listen to the ideas, but let's move far forward where there's more people on the panel. Let's see here. Go for it, probably about 45 minutes or so.
I feel like sometimes it can be so simple. For example, all my sisters, all of us carry pads or tampons in our bags for other people. That is an example of sisterhood. Like you don't even know other women, but this is like such a standard. It's so engraved in us that we always carry extra pads. That is for me an example of sisterhood. Another experience, because I work in the creative industry and space, another sister messaged me on Facebook for a gig, and the last time I met her was in university. We're not buddies, but we have respect for each other. We follow each other on socials. And then I sent her my invoice. Did she not say, girlfriend, put more zeros? Put more zeros. That's sisterhood. Because me as a Black woman, I'm thinking about her as another Black woman in this new job. She also got this job. So I didn't want to, exaggerate. I was also being considerate of her. And she was like, nah, bring those numbers up, baby girl. We got money here. So that was also like, another amazing experience of sisterhood. You don't have to, I think people are speaking from it as intimate partnerships with friends, but also like simple examples of everyday encounters. I see sisterhood on those smaller scales that I appreciate as much as my intimate sisterhood I have with my friends. And yeah, so I just share there and let others speak for.
I don't hear anything negative in that. I didn't hear anything negative in Pretty Intellectual's part about what her idea of what it is. I hear people on here fighting about it. Maybe I'm missing something. I hear women on here saying it ain't no sisterhood. I hear women on here doing what she was saying about the women who I guess don't have any structure and order and a morality or decency or like toxicity. Maybe that's who's the ones that's yelling.
Yeah.
Hey, Kate, can you go ahead and mute? Go ahead, JB. Oh, JB left. Okay, cool. So then let's go to Kate now and open the panel. Go ahead, Katie.
I think what a lot of the girls in here have said is pretty much what I agree with. You know what I mean? I don't have anything to add when it comes to sisterhood. But I will say when it's so toxic, there's so many things that can make it toxic. Men, primarily. But also, YT shit can make it.
Men make the sisterhood toxic? How?
Also, toxic. And maybe that's a bit American of me, but I can see that. Like, there's some issues YT wise. Oh, you know, he's a good guy, but he says this and that. And it's like, oh, well, he's not a good guy then. You know what I'm saying? He's such a good guy, but then he says this and that. If that makes sense. Like, you're a girl and you're defending whatever guy you're dating.
I'm not this and that part. I'm not understanding what.
He's a good guy, but he says slurs, or he says
Oh, you mean like he's a racist?
yes. But like he says it in a covert way, if that makes sense. Like he says slurs, but he doesn't say it in the overt way. And he's a feminist, but then he says, oh well, if women were trying to do this, then they wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if women were really not wanting it, then they wouldn't dress like that or this and that. You know what I'm saying? And it's the same thing. And it's also the same thing with racism. It's very, not necessarily covert, but it comes out. Not covertly, but it comes out later.
If it's a sisterhood, what do men have to do with it? I thought the sisterhood was supposed to be looking out for each other. And if the man is toxic and doing all of that, how does that, what? Because sometimes I hear people that are feminists to sisterhood, because feminists are against the patriarchy. And if you're against the patriarchy, wouldn't you expose that stuff instead of privately having conversations about it? I'm confused. Maybe somebody else is going to come up and, clear things up. But let's hear this a little bit more.
If that makes sense. You talk to a guy, he seems nice, then he says some shit, and you're like, ew, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he says some shit, and you're like, oh, ew, what the fuck? Like, he says something, and you're like, oh, that's not no, that's not. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's an American experience, but it's more of an American experience because in my experience, our POTUS or president, whatever you want to call it, which I don't even acknowledge, that man is a disgusting piece of shit, but that man has made it normalized to say things that you wouldn't necessarily say. And it's weird in the dating life to just go out with people and they just say that shit. You know what I'm saying? You're like, oh, well, thank you for
Katie,
counting yourself out.
real quick. I get what you're saying. Real quick, so we don't really do all the cursing on this side.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. I'm just gonna pause you real quick, but I definitely understand what you're saying. I want to open up the panel. And thank you guys for tapping up to 28K. If we can get to 40K in the next 10 minutes, that would be amazing. I want to get to 100K today. I don't know how long I'll be on, but I do want to get up to 100K. So I appreciate you guys. Also, I'm in the top 80%. So if we can keep engaging in the comments, and if everybody can get your daily heart me's, if you have not done so yet, if you have a great heart, go ahead and get your daily heart me's. Anyone on the panel that you support, definitely feel free to gift them. And once again, share out the live to anybody you feel would participate in the conversation. I'm truly looking for women who, whether you are pro or anti sisterhood, whatever that looks like for you, I want to hear it all, because I do think it's an important conversation to have. But I want to open it up with, how does confidence affect your ability to be an actual ally to another woman? Like, how does that actually work? So we can open up the.
How does confidence? And I don't understand what was just being said, but I'm a dude, so guess it's not meant for me. I guess let's wait and see what this answer will be to this question.
Panel with that. Whoever wants to speak on it.
I think with confidence is, I don't know. I feel like everyone has, I feel like you grow into your confidence. I don't think anyone just has it off the bat, you know. Even from when you're a child and your parents are like, oh, you're so beautiful, you're this, you're that. I feel like it still has to come from within. So I think with friendship, I think if you're feeling bad about yourself, and then you may have friendships where they are a bit toxic, then I think that can really push your confidence even further down. And especially if you are seeing your friends and they're getting boys, they're getting men, they're getting, you know, compliments all the time, and then you're kind of like there, like, hey, then I feel like, of course, that would damage your confidence more and make you feel resentful. I don't feel like I always had the best confidence. I had friends who always tried to be like, oh, you're pretty, you know, you're a nice girl. Because I was also a tomboy for years. I would wear like tracksuits, jeans. You would never see me in a dress. You'd never see me in pink. And I also, even though I was very slim, I thought I was like some massive person. And my friend would be like, you're not, you're crazy. And I'd be like, no, you're crazy. You're crazy. So I remember one day
Is this something like from another platform? It doesn't look like a YouTube vertical. Or is this OBS? Or let me get off screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Is that OBS? Is that TikTok? What is that? What's going on, a brother of a certain age? What's going on, Truth and Nexus? What's going on, Savage? What's going on, SD? Hope y'all having a wonderful Valentine's Day with your significant other, if you have one. Let's get back to it.
took me out shopping, and she was like, just try on these clothes. And I think they were like a size 8 or something. And I was like, okay, they're not going to fit. They did fit. And then I was just looking at myself and I was like, actually, I do look good. And I don't even know where this, like, maybe it is like internet, the TV, things you're seeing, all these women who are slim, look a certain way, you know, they are white, and then you're supposed to look like them. And maybe I felt like I wasn't. I don't know. It was probably like in my subconscious, because I really don't know where it came from. It was just there one day. So I would be like, I actually do look good. And from there, I feel like my confidence grew and grew and grew. And I feel like I was lucky that I had friendships where they also made me feel special.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I probably would have went back the other way and, you know, wearing all these baggy clothes when I didn't need to, because I would just look like a normal girl, but then I didn't feel like that inside.
I'm a little confused. The title is called Challenging the Sisterhood. I guess there's no static thing. It's blurred. It don't really exist. This just seems like venting. But let's move forward some more.
To compete here, you have to compete when you go out. And I get that in a certain sense, you know, when you're going after scholarships and you're going after things like that. But I don't think they articulated it well. And that kind of went into everything that we did. We had to be number one in not just the school. And I really try to tell my daughter, hey, you know, there's a realism part of it, but to furthermore be in competition with yourself. If you've done your best may not be the valedictorian, because I see the stuff these kids have to do today is way over what we had to do. But they came from that generation when I call it the Highlander mentality. There can be only one. There can be only one valedictorian. There can be only one this. And I think our kids get the sense that if I'm not one, what we could probably say, if you're not first, you last. And not letting them think that, oh, you may not have done this thing right here. You may not have been valedictorian in your class, but you still have a life after that. And every exact thing don't have to be a competition. When you compete with yourself and you know you've done the best, and even if that best is not valedictorian or salutatorian or whatever, you've done what you were supposed to do. And I don't think our parents were great at articulating that. Well, mine wasn't, but they were coming just out of slavery and still under Jim Crow. My mom cannot encourage me in entrepreneurial pursuits because she came from a time when they wanted that guaranteed paycheck because they have to eat. And those were professions like nursing and this and that. They didn't care too much for the arts. I mean, you could do that and it could be a fun thing. And so now we have that. And that mouth sometimes, and people say I'm harsh. And sometimes my children say I'm harsh. I ain't as harsh as my mom was, but yeah, and I understand it was a survival instinct being somewhat, I guess, Jim Crow, pre-civil rights movement. And they had to have that survival thick skin. And so I think that's where it comes from. So I try to understand that and understand it. She's never going to encourage me to be an entrepreneur. And I have to get another set of women and another set of friends that can listen to my ideas and encourage me in that way, if that makes any sense.
Isn't that what a sisterhood would be for? Who would be discouraging that in this time? Yeah, this sounds like venting. What is the sisterhood really? If it is so toxic, why do so many people want access to it? I'm gonna jump forward about 30 minutes.
Family members, because you're growing into the person you're supposed to be, and you're understanding, you know, your traumas, your pressures, what you're like, no, I'm not going to have this person in my life, which is what I did by cutting off one of my ex-friends because of how she behaved. I was like, I actually don't want this in my life. I don't want to have to carry these feelings when it's not her feelings. Like what Winter was saying, her feelings, I shouldn't have to carry for her. She shouldn't be putting them on me because she's not figured out her own stuff, you know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's very important as well.
Thank you. So go ahead, Matt, and then I do want to say something, and then we're going to get to Para. Go ahead.
No, thank you. I just wanted to just add on to when you said like some people have this innate confidence, they're born with it. And I'm a Leo. There was another Leo in the chat here. We were just
I can't stand y'all Leos. I'm going to say that.
I know.
Excuse
I
us.
can't stand
What have we done
Leo.
to you? What have we done to you? What have
I'm
we
an oldest
done?
Leo though. I'm an oldest Leo.
Put it back. What have we done?
Let me not lose my train of thought, but yeah. So, but even as a child, right? So, like I said, my parents grew up during apartheid South Africa, my grandparents. But as a child, right, I was taught about being proud of being Black. There's, you know, Black consciousness, like a pride in myself. You know, confidence in myself, and also as a woman, as a girl child, and in South Africa. Of course, different cultures, you know, and due to colonization, they have downplayed the importance of women. But in my family, like I was taught, like, no, the matriarchy, you know, our history, our traditions, women like have been holding it down. So I've always had a very strong sense of self and awareness, and even like wealth and status never moved me. I don't come from a rich family. But when other people were also shocked when they were dangling it in my face and think I would be moved, it didn't move me. So they were confused because I was never trying to keep up with the Kardashians. I know who I am. I know I wasn't a Naomi Campbell, but I also knew I'm not ugly. Like one thing in my family, the aunties will call you fat, but they never called me ugly. You know, like there was like this strong, I sense an idea of who you are, right? So as a child, I was confused, right? My parents taught me this, my grandparents taught me this. We have our history of fighting against injustice during apartheid. Like we are very proud people, you know, even if we have little. So as a kid, I was confused, right? I'm taught this by my parents. But when I used that same skill, speaking against my mom, she felt insulted. And I just thought that was hypocrisy. So you're teaching me to stand up against the system, go out there. But when I challenge you and I see something wrong, then, you know, you want to use violence or force to put me down. And hence I never loved the word submissive. Oh, it's a cringe when I see that. A woman must be submissive. Oh, I lose my mind. Because who wins by you being small? Like real power wants other people to be powerful. That's how real power is maintained. Like that's how everyone wins. If everyone is winning, you know? So this idea of being small, and even as a child, like I would challenge men, women, authority. Like I did not understand. Like I didn't understand when I did the same with my mom, then she would feel like, oh, my child, as an African child, why are you insulting me? And I was like, do you not see your own hypocrisy here? And also this idea of suffering. Before I lose that point too, this idea of suffering to be better, suffering as a point to prove. Like my dad always said, work smart, not hard. Like why are we embracing suffering? Why should things be hard? And as a child, looking at the aunties and the women in my family, I always said to myself, I never want to be a better woman as I get older, because they wanted to measure, your success or your status by suffering. Because if you haven't suffered like me, then I won't respect you. That's so silly. So I wanted to just bring that point. Thank you.
That don't sound like a sisterhood to me. Let's listen some more though. This sounds like venting. We're venting. Bitter old women doing something to younger women. I've heard that one on here before too. Starting to sound like it's not a sisterhood, right?
No, I know. I'm just asking. Like, is it just that there's toxic parts or? Okay.
I think it can be. Maybe I think I'm jaded because this is my favorite conversation, so I have it often. And even listening in the women's responses, and I'm happy you asked that question because we put a lot of pressure on women to be perfect. And again, perfection only exists in the mind of madmen. If she does this, I don't want to deal with her. If she does this, no, she's that and that. And honestly, if you look at what a sisterhood should be, it should be inclusive, right? You should find a home. You might not fit in all of them, but it should be open. It should not be closed. And that's what a fine line is between a sisterhood and a clique.
Yep, I agree. I fully agree with that, actually. Allie.
Damn, that was fast.
You know Lala don't talk long.
I see. I was prepared to okay, I'm gonna see.
Literally no. And then it's like
it's super quick. Oof. Okay. So I think of sisterhood outside of your organization, Allie. Okay, great. So for me, I feel like sisterhood can be either with people that you know or people that you don't even know, right? Because I think about those times where I used to be outside hitting the streets and living in my 20s. And I would be in the bathroom at somebody's club. And I would see something out of place on a woman and I don't know her. And I'm like, hey, I'm not gonna let you go out there like that. Come here real quick. Let me help you out. Or a time when I was in Vegas and this poor girl was fighting with her lashes and I had lash glue on me because that's what makeup artists do. And I helped her with her lashes and she's like, oh my God, thank you. I was like, you're welcome. I'm not gonna let you go out there like that. To me, that is sisterhood. Even when you don't know them like that, you're there for them, right? Because I'm I'll probably never interact with you again, but you need this in this moment, so I got you. And then the ones that you do know, I'm a tough love type person, right? I might be a little mean to you. You should know that I'm gonna be a little mean to you, because my thing is, why you being goofy? You already know you being goofy, and then I'll be like, what am I tell you? Are you being goofy? Yep. I'm glad you understand that I'm going to tell you being goofy. Great, thanks. So what we're going to do differently, it's holding them accountable. It's not enabling them and all the things. I believe it becomes toxic when people use it for the wrong things, when they use it for their own personal gain, when they use it to increase their ego, when they use it to make themselves feel more secure, when they use it as a confidence booster and validation. And when those things happen, that's when you start to use people within the sisterhood. And that's when there is no loyalty amongst thieves, right? Or you dismiss people because something else is going differently in your life, right? And you're not communicative about why you feel like you can't be in proximity to them anymore. Use your big girl words. We're all grown. We're adults. Communicate. Say what it is. You don't have to still be cool or friends with them, but at least say something. You ain't got to ghost people. I believe that is when it becomes toxic. When we're not dealing with our own selves and dealing with our own issues and dealing with our own personal things. And it starts to bleed into the sisterhood. And it starts to not only affect you, but everybody around you. And those women either become friends with people that are just like them, or they're isolated until they change and then they feel alone, or something of that nature. So like, and then also to understanding that you're just not going to be compatible with everybody. Friendships are no different from any romantic relationship. You're just not, you're just not hunching on each other, but you still have to understand that sometimes personalities clash and you just might not get along with everybody, and that's okay. Them not liking you isn't that you have a personality flaw. Them not liking you is because y'all just don't get along. And accepting that and recognizing that it may not be anything wrong with either of you. Y'all just don't click. Y'all have different views, different values, different ideas, all the other things, and that's okay. It's okay to be cool. It's okay to be cordial, but y'all would probably never be besties because you have a different idea of what friendship is. You and they have a different idea of what friendship is. So yeah, I really think the toxicity exists in a lot of our own trauma, insecurity, seeking validation, and our own unhealed selves that bleed into everyone else.
Yeah. Shout out to Pretty Intellectual and this group of people. It sounds like a lot of venting, and to be honest, even as old as I am, I don't really be understanding exactly what's being said. Because it sounds like everything is being said. Yeah. Now let's move over to Mr. Ilosophical. Mr. Ilosophical, I put links in the description. If you go to the bottom of whatever I'm doing, I put links in the description. I forgot how to do the hashtag thing, but yes, in the description here, I want to click more. You should see 2 hyperlinks, yours and Pretty Intellectuals. And now you are on the thumbnail and the background. Let's see. Let's go on to you now. Ba 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 ba. Yeah. His is called Unpacking the Cap. The Miserable Misandrist Lapeef Review.
Your males, all of that good stuff. Appreciate you. Shout out to Bruiser, Willie Beeman in the building. Shout out to Ali the Great.
He said, happy Valentine's Day to y'all, to the men's and the women's is, and now he's greeting the people. We're going to skip past that a bit, just a bit.
Who doing what they got to do, shutting shit down, because they over there turning up. But there's still a contingency of them that are dealing with devious events, but they're not all the same. But unfortunately, most power structures in this country that has affected, or in this world that has affected peoples of color and minorities, quote unquote, have just been European influence and European imperialism. That's not my opinion. That's not from my emotion, but that's just what it is. So a lot of women in this space always talk about the patriarchy and feminism. Feminism is an extension of European patriarchy. It doesn't work on its own. It's actually an extension of white male rule. It was created to infiltrate other communities. So I hear a lot of women that we're going to talk about tonight on this panel. They're always talking about, I don't think they say this in the show, but they speak from this feminist rhetoric as if it stands alone as an antagonist to patriarchy. No, it's an antagonist to Black people and Black patriarchy, if anything. but it is still a component and an extension of white patriarchy. So I want to share this clip. I was on I searched on Google because I heard, shout out to my man, Clout Jones. We talk here and there, and he had left a comment on my page where I uploaded the clip. He said, I don't know, he wasn't sure, he didn't understand why I would say that the liberal, that the right-wing conservative is the upper middle class white man. Now, when I made that statement, I didn't have empirical data at my disposal at the moment, but based on what I've learned and what I've observed, I didn't need it. I know that's the same person. So, but to be fair, I looked it up, and I'm gonna look it up together with you guys so we can all learn something today. Is the upper middle class man a liberal or conservative? Let's see. Even when I hear, because like even with men, a lot of black men in this space, I've heard them say, "Oh, the white Christian male is the most attacked, most disrespected man today," not realizing that that's the guy historically. That's the guy behind a lot of atrocities in our community, whether it be physically, like violence, or policy or legislation wise. It's the same guy. So to hear him, his current rendition, complaining about things that his older rendition instituted into these communities is highly hypocritical to me. So let's go. Is the upper middle class, let me share the screen with you guys. And we're gonna get into the show, but let's cook a little bit. Is the upper middle class white man tripping. White man liberal or conservative? Let's see what Google says. Let's go. The upper middle class white man is a demographic that sits at a unique political intersection, often split nearly down the middle with a slight lean toward conservative or Republican aligned views. When I searched it earlier, it said 60% was 60% was Republicans. Let me ask another question. So it still leaned towards conservative. Let's say historically. Let's go historically. Because we're talking about things that happened in the past, right? Feminism is a product of a past situation, a past legislation, past policy. So let's see, what was he at the time of this? At the time these laws were put in. Were they conservative or not? Oh, I got numlock on or something. Hold up, my keyboard ain't working, y'all. What's going on? What is going on? All right, nothing wants to work now. This is weird. Okay. All right, here we go. Is a white upper middle class man historically liberal? Or conservative? Let's see. They said the findings indicate a complete inversion of the traditional class voting that existed from the 1930s through the 70s. So that's the time when shit really changed. During those years, white college graduates were a reliably Republican voting bloc, while groups with relatively conservative policy preferences, including white voters without college degrees, have shifted their allegiance to the Republican Party. These results represent a complete inversion of traditional class voting patterns that existed from the 1930s to the 1970s. The movement of white working class voters to the Republican Party began long before Donald Trump's entry into electoral politics.
What's going on, LA? Boom, 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 boom.
So, historically, the upper middle class white man is the right-wing conservative, who is the person who helped brought abortions to the feminist movement. But today, those same men are talking about these politics as if their social group isn't responsible for a lot of the degradation in not only the Black community, but in America. That's my issue with both, with the men, red pill men and the feminist women. Both of y'all are confused, and both of y'all got it twisted up. And one is protecting a group that contributed to their issue, and another one don't even know he's a part of it. It's like the feminist movement is an extension of white male thought and control, period. And the issues that a lot of right-wing conservatives are complaining about today, they love to call Black fatigue. You helped introduce and engineer this thing. So both sides don't know what the fuck they be talking about. So that's that. Shout out to Bruiser with the first contribution to the channel. I appreciate you, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. He said, hopefully JR puts us on the panel together again, man. Chat donation $10 with me. Thank you. Shout out to Bruiser for setting it off, man. Like I said, man, y'all know what time is over. And hopefully he does, man. I'm going to do my best to get you back. Brother JR, man, work with us, baby. Work with us. But like I said, man, y'all know what time it is, man. Support the channel. You know what time it is.
Donation. I thought it was a trash. Over here, no.
This is not a trash basket. We don't want no Dutch guts, no gum, no mint wrappers, and none of that. Please support the channel. But yeah, so I was on a Lapeef network once again, dealing with these. There was a variety of different women on the show this week. We had the person that calls themselves Pretty Intellectual was there. The light-skinned sister with the glasses and dreadlocks was there. Shannon.
Boheme, Pretty Intellectual. Somebody named Ty for something. And let me see. Pretty Intellectual, Boheme, Ty for, and Pearl, I think.
Mona was there.
Jane Mona.
Mommy Loves was there. I liked her energy. It was fun. And Savage was there. Shout out to Savage. I like Savage. Savage was there, and Mistaken was there.
Mistaken.
Which is her name ironically is a little funny because I guess it's a double entendre because it's like I guess it's mistaken because she's taken. I don't know. I'm guessing. I don't know. I never spoke to her about what her name means, but you got Mistaken. But oftentimes she's mistaken on what's going on. But shout out to her. Yeah. So we had an interesting conversation, and I strategically chose to move a little differently. I mean, I'm still gonna be me, but I'm like, why let these women, or anybody for that matter, make me feel like I have to go out my way to over-explain, or I'm not doing none of that shit. I'm not giving them the energy that they feed off of. And what I realized that a lot of, not even say a lot, I'm fucking a lot of women in these spaces come to these channels just to cause confusion. And they don't want to understand men. They don't want us to figure things out together. They don't want that. They literally want to perpetuate negativity on men. Which
I believe when I see people on panels, they already know is what they're saying. They'll give you, whether it's education or indoctrination, a whole breakdown of who you are. Now, I don't know if that's the sisterhood or the feminist or whatever it is, but the number one thing is, nigga, you ain't shit. You gotta get your money up, go work out some more, be the best version of yourself so I can tell you what else you need to do after you get there. That's what I keep hearing from so many different voices. But then, you know, if I'm not hearing that, I'm hearing what the people that I ain't seen in a minute tell me, but it's only been a week. They only took my channel to go a week ago. They would say, the pick-me's, the mammies, the male identified people are lying about you. That the sisterhood knows exactly who you are, and they're here to combat whatever confusion you may have.
just an oxymoron because everybody needs men, even men. You ever heard that before? Even men need men. So women definitely need men. So to go out your way to constantly undermine and try to undervalue the value of men at any expense, it's just ridiculous. And you're always going to look like a complete buffoon. But unfortunately, these women don't care how goofy they look. And I'm gonna slow walk this one. We ain't gonna be here all day because it's Valentine. I know people want to get outside and do stuff. I get it. But we had this conversation with these women, and we were reviewing Cardi B and Stefon Diggs. Wasn't crazy about the topic, but you know, it was trending, whatever. But what I noticed is how a lot of women in these spaces, they just hate us. And it's like, I don't think we show hate. I think we show difference. I think we show a call for accountability and objectivity. But for some reason, they just don't get it. And it's like, they're just not, it's like they don't even be knowing what the conversation is about. So let's get into it. Let's slow walk this one down, turn the speed up. Let me see. Turn up the speed. Hold up, I'm tripping.
Oh yeah, if I do that, it's gonna sound super crazy because he's going fast and I turn it up to be faster, then they'll be sounding like chipmunks. So let's just keep it the way it is.
And I will open up the panel. In the meantime, support the champ.
Hey.
Yeah, to just piggyback off of what Illis.
All right, so yeah, I don't
feel bad for neither one of them. He got kids by 36 women. She got pregnant while she was married to somebody else.
I mean, total joke to me. You know, the fact that people really, for the first of all, like me and Willie said, I didn't even care about their relationship. And I think people were so caught up in their relationship. Like it wasn't about that. It was about, I'm just tired of, to me, let me talk about this. To me, Cardi B is the poster child for an era that I will always have an issue with, because it kind of she's like a pivotal figure in the shift from talent to shock value.
Let me see mentally. Let me think about it. I would say that would go to Kim Kardashian. Matter of fact, I'll go back even further. So Paris Hilton is a part of the Hilton family, but Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie, I think that show was called A Simple Life. That whole group, Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie, Kim Kardashian, that whole group, I never understood. Nicole Richie is Lionel Richie's daughter. Paris Hilton come from a line of rich people. But the stuff Paris Hilton used to do, like she had those videos come out of her, corn, or videotapes of her doing stuff actually. Then Kim Kardashian was kind of copying that with the Ray J thing. So way before Cardi got here, you had these people that just like, why are they famous? Or what is it? Like A Simple Life, Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie would just go around tearing up stuff, just destroying things. So you're like, well, what's the talent? There isn't any. So way before Cardi got here, I can't think of anybody before Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie, Kim Kardashian, and then we had Amber Rose, because I didn't know what Amber Rose did either. I knew she was with Kanye and with Wiz Khalifa, but other than that, it's like they have access to money or access to celebrity, or they're the child of someone, but what do they do? I don't know. So in my mind, it goes to Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie, Simple Life. Because when we first saw Cardi B, I don't know if she was on IG or whatever she was on, before the surgery, when she had her dark circles around her eyes and the messed up teeth, before that one, I remember her calling black women roaches, and she was like a whatever nationality is, Charleston White. Shock jock, yeah. Just on IG or whatever that was, sitting in an apartment, clowning, wilding out.
And shock value replaced actual talented people. And I think she's like that person that really kicks that off. Where it's like, okay, she can't really rap, she can't sing, but she has a volatile personality that's, I don't know, what I mean? She's just loud, she's ratchet, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we're just gonna make her an artist. We're just gonna make her. And it's like, it's really people that's really artists, you know what I'm saying, that don't get those pushes. So it's like, to me, she just shifted this economy to a world where a woman can become something just from being a sexual object. And now she's on the same level as real artists, real Grammy winners, real award winners, like real composers. It's like now she's shoulder to shoulder with them. And I think it bled into a society where now you got women who, because they look a certain way, or they got followers, or they get views, and they think they're on the same level of value as an engineer, as a doctor, as a lawyer, as an accomplished athlete. It's like,
not look a certain way, look the same way. Get the same like makeup thing, wig thing, surgeries, look the same way.
To me, she's like that, the face of that shift. You know what I'm saying?
And I think when I say something like that, they go, see, they go to no, it's just that I was looking at this story right here about Stefan Diggs, and the way they showed the picture and the way they did the lighting, the girl that is supposedly the other girl with Stefan Diggs, at some point that was messing with Offset, looks like Cardi B. So like they saying she left Offset to go mess with another Offset and Stefan Diggs. But then Stefan Diggs left Cardi B to get another Cardi B. It's a lot of these women, light complected, same kind of looks, same kind of sexual energy. It's like the same thing. It's hypersexuality. It's not just sexy, it's hypersexuality in all places. And is that so when you say you just supporting the sisters, that's a positive thing. But what exactly? Because if it's positivity, who could say something about that? But if it's supporting them no matter what, even in their effery, and then saying that the bro code is supporting dudes no matter what in their effery. And I see both things. I see the dudes, and no matter what crazy stuff happened in media, and he's a celebrity, and we don't know if it's hype or skits or what it is, they automatically pick a side.
So I didn't care about the relationship, but let's be giving this like serious analysis and dialogue. Like, bruh, this woman is, of course she has money, but this is one of those prime examples of how people confuse success with value. Like, she's very successful, she makes a lot of money, but her music doesn't really have value to me. The things she say doesn't really have value to me. The way she even became famous is like a big joke. I think she's like the epitome of an era of talentless people who are personalities. And they try to convert them into things like, oh, you can act, or you can sing, or you can rap, but this woman doesn't have any talent. You know what I'm saying? She was a ratchet from the Bronx. You know what I mean? She was a gangbanger. She came up hard, and her antics led her to get notoriety. And since we're in the era of music doesn't really have to have any value, it's more about who you are in the street or who your persona is, and then they figure out the talent later. She just fit into that box. You know what I'm saying? Like, so for her to go from a man who was so-called cheating on her to somebody who literally looked like it's a before and after picture. Like, you didn't do anything. You just went from offset to set off. Like, what did you do? And then what's funny to me is though how not all women, but the ones that defend her, it's like, what did they defend? You know what I'm saying? These are one of the moments where I think a lot of women should just sit this one out. Sit it out. Like, I'm not about to get on here and cake for Future and 400 kids or anything crazy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like everything doesn't have to be defended because it's a female. You could just say she's out of control. You could just say she's not. She's out.
And that's an example. What he just said, that's an example. People was like, if Cheyenne Bryant, even though Cheyenne Bryant got her issues too, but you can't say that these men with all this money that can provide a home are not there for their kids. How can you be in 10 places at one time, depending on how many kids you got? And you bring them, around every now and then because look how busy you are to maintain whatever that is. And the attitude seems to be as long as they can give up the money, then that's it. So I think majority of stuff, I gracefully bow out of, because then the conversation be about, do you got as much money as Cam? You just hating. Do you have as much money as Nick Cannon? Well, you just hating. Then it goes into all kind of then it starts sounding like just babbling. Well, yeah, what's his name? Nick Cannon always was kind of like a nerd, kind of corny. What difference does that make? It'd be peripheral conversations going on. What difference does that make? Overall, as a so-called community, where is the ecosystem to uplift us when society is trying to knock us down? That's not even a conversation. Where are these standards when we deal with each other? Like, this is the same thing with like this channel. Okay, YouTube took the AdSense and the super chats away. Everybody understands I lost the channel. Everybody goes, oh, you lost the channel. What difference does that make? I'm still the same person. If you supported the channel before, where you at now? How come it's a week ago, it's 30, 60, however many people around, I'm still on here, you see me in other places, why isn't it, oh, Nice is still on, let's find out where he is, let's sub back to him, let's continue to support the brother, probably support him even more now that he's been knocked down. That's not what it is. You show your face in a place and suggest that you've been here, but I'm looking right up at the thing, it's two people here. Let me see, let me go back over here, let me see. It's 3 people here. And who is that? Because whoever that is, y'all need to let it be known. The people that actually come through, y'all need to let it be known. So I know. Now, don't get me wrong. A week ago, whenever they took the channel, a week ago, I don't know. I don't really keep track of time, but it's recent. What is, it's not about YouTube. Do I need to collect emails? Because that doesn't matter. I got a bunch of IGs. I hit everybody up. What is the ecosystem? What is the brotherhood? What is the bro code? What is the manosphere? What is the red pill? What is these relationships? Now you're just crashing out. When? When do I crash out? I'm doing the same show. I retweaked everything. When am I crashing out? I'm back to work. Somebody come by and go, you're back to work. What made you think I was going to stop?
I don't mind because she can sit down. Like, this is somebody's mom. You know what I mean? This is someone's mother. She's out here parading with another man who got kids. It's like, what happened to the mother side? Like, you are somebody's mother. So I just think the way she moves is just a big joke. So
now I want y'all to look at the 2 people between Mommy Loves and Willie. It's already a face of discontent.
I think it's because in this space, I say this all the time, there is a gender war in the space. There cannot be a war without 2 combatants. The conversation that I often hear is that, I just heard Brownsville saying this on Izzy channel the other day. These women get tore down in this space all the time. So you're looking at celebrities and talking about how the celebrities move, and that's tearing women down. So sometimes I listen to things and I like to put them in their perspective. So you say, like somebody said that Nida said feminism tore everything down. I never said nothing like that. I went through ChatGPT and I looked at the waves of feminism. I looked at events that happened, like the women who slept with 1,000 men and different events that happened. And I looked at the women's support of it. The women who slept with 1,000 men, the white, I think her name is Lily Phillips, had a documentary about it. In said documentary, the person who was doing the documentary was a white guy. This is a white woman. He came there, spent money and did all this stuff. Some point of the interview, she said, do you want to see how much money I make? He said, sure. He didn't think it was much. She showed him how much money she make for dirty socks, dirty drawers. Well, and he's like, you make all this money, you made me pay for dinner. And she giggled and said, isn't that what a man is supposed to do? That's an issue. We saw the clip from, not Ate at the Table, tonight's conversation with Ace Metaphor, where the woman walked up to the podium and said, my boyfriend pays for everything, but I'm thinking about leaving because, he could do so much more, something along those lines. So then they try to say, if he's paying for everything, blah, 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 blah. And she said, well, I make more money than him. So you got a man that makes less money than you paying for everything while all your money is yours. So I have a clip from Heavy D's video with models sitting around the table. And the song is called, I got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love for you, honey. And the girl is sitting at the table. You got Pierre in that video. You got Talent in that video. And the girl says, I don't know, girls, but what's mine's is mine's, and what's his is mine's. And that's the through of background vocals of that song. Heavy is saying, I got nothing but love for you, baby. And the background vocals is, what's mine's is mine's, what's his is mine's. Why is that acceptable? Why is that okay? Why aren't people complimenting each other, supporting each other? The idea of community, I thought with Trump, a brotherhood or a sisterhood, but no, people are opting out for the brotherhood and the sisterhood and being combatants. So yes, why is this nigga talking? And if you talking, you zesty and you everything but a man. Now here's the thing with me being 56. What I used to hear a lot when I was younger is, I wish you men could be more expressive. I wish you could use your words instead of being aggressive and violent and blah, 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 blah. So the pendulum swung all the way the other way. So where I used to get beat to blood and everything was pops, you supposed to be seen and not heard. So we went super the other way. So now my kids got all the video games. I got the Wii's, the PlayStation. When my thing is, no, don't give them all the stuff you didn't have. Teach them all the things you didn't know. So I'm sitting around talking and talking and talking and talking to the point where my kids like, you talk too much. I'm going to the school thinking, yeah, we got a great home. Teachers say, you know what? Your kid don't respect shit. I'm like, what? Nothing. So that's what I mean. It's extreme shit happening and people are trying to fight with each other based on gender. What the fuck is that? But a part of that feminist stuff was sexual liberation. So why are you doing it? Because the men do it. The men do it. That sounds insane to me. So Lily Phillips, the man, she was on this video talking about, I only asked him to do one thing, don't come in my eyes. And most of the men kept trying to come in my eyes. So I looked into the comment section and I went to some of these women reacting to the Lily Phillips thing. And most of them women kept saying they had a problem with Lily Phillips because she was concerned about the men being pleased. Video after video. I played this, it's all gone because the channel got ripped away. And they were talking about, where's your power? Where's your power? So you're supposed to dog walk men like men have dog walk women, supposedly. And I think all these conversations are about a minority of people, but it put a battery in your back to say, I'm finna go show these niggas. It put a battery in some men back too to say, I'm finna go show these bitches. That's why a lot of dudes be on panels quick to jump into bitch, and a lot of women be on panels quick to jump into zesty. Crazy work, but I think that's the reality of things. And men are from Mars and women is for Venus. Ain't that what it is? I just got through listening to the lady earlier, to Pretty Intellectual, and that just sounded like the women was venting. We didn't get no clear picture of exactly what a sisterhood is, but the things that she said initially, black women is treated a certain kind of way. I want to make sure that I'm not a black woman treating black women like that. And if I can be there for them, there's nothing negative about that at all that I can think of. But when you throw in there, no matter what, like I've never been that. In fact, most of my chaos and confusion I've gotten into because I'm not that. No, I'm not going to be with you no matter what you do, family member or friend. So I'm sure you can find a bunch of people that'll be like, oh, you sucker. Call me all of the names. I'm not going to be with you no matter what you do. Because another dynamic I see is an anti-intellectual sentiment. You don't like people that's doing the right stuff. So you got people calling people butlers, got people calling people coons. It's just nothing but chaos, mayhem, screams, bloodshed, sirens. And it's like, forget all of that. I always compare it to this picture right here on the side of me, the Sugar Shack. It's a bunch of people dancing while everything is falling down around them with their eyes closed. So Kendrick, I don't think the party did die. It's let's see, that being isn't talented and massive disgrace to true talented Grammy Award winning artists. That being isn't talented. Oh, Cardi B.
That being, shout out to Ham Machiavelli, said that being isn't talented and a massive disgrace to true talented people. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I've seen so many women talking about, oh, this is God's work. That's why he lost the Super Bowl. He's a millionaire athlete. God ain't had nothing to do. Why would God intervene for a self-proclaimed person who drugged men to get back at him? It's amazing what women to defend. It just blows my mind. But just look at the faces on these women. Look at their faces. What did I say that was so egregious? It's like they come to disagree. They come to find a problem. I've literally been on panels with women that said stuff like what we'll bring up what a man did and his exploits and how great he is. I mean, men built the world. For better or for worse, they built it. And now we hear these same women say stuff or always bring up something negative that a man did who's currently doing good. Bring up something that he's wrong at. It's like there's no rehabilitation for the man in these women's mind. But just listen to the dumb shit they about to start saying.
I'm not surprised at all.
It's Sandra.
Are there any opinions from the ladies about that? Do y'all agree with Ella or no? We start with you, Mommy Lives.
Look at this one. Look at the woman with the glasses. Look at her face. She just disgusted already. Like these women they're not helping other women. That's the thing about these type of women. They're not helping other women. You're making it harder for them. You're not helping them. You're not liberating them. You don't have a plan for them.
I don't think if I listen to what was being said by Boheme, it's no. Sister, if something happened, I got your back. Girl, forget him. Forget them. Us. And then all the indoctrination stuff. Men are violent, men are dangerous. Pick the bear. So if your mindset is that they need a man, their mindset is that we don't need nothing but us. And if you look at it from that perspective, they are helping them. Cardi, no matter what you do, you got your sisters. Like wasn't that show called Sisters? What was that show with Elizabeth Alexander, I think her name is? Oh, was it? No. Friends is the white folks. Whatever that show is with the Queen Latifah and Overton and all of them. It's just like the Golden Girls. You had a freaky one. You had no, we got your back. If all else fails, we'll huddle together and we'll pick you up. It's not about what a man think. It don't have nothing to do with men. I think that's the perspective. If I'm understanding it right, it don't have nothing to do with what a man think about it or none of that. Cardi said with a bunch of people, men do it all the time. I think it's more so that what do it got to do with a man? And if a man got something to say about it, he want to be a part of the sisterhood. I think it's more that than it is anything else. That's just from this time that I've been listening to people talk. They're not male identified. They don't care what a man think about it. Men are the problem. I'm pretty solid on that. So if they hypersexual, if they square, if they uncomfortable, whatever the situation, we gonna lift you up.
You just want them to be in your miserable fucking world with you. You don't have any solutions. You just feel like I've been hurt. I don't think men are no good, and I want you to join my coalition. But like I said, the feminist mindset is an extension of a white man, you goofy motherfuckers. So you're only perpetuating another patriarchy. Sorry to bust your fucking bubble.
You froze too, Mommy Loves, or no?
I don't think she can hear us.
I don't think
She can hear us. All right. Pretty, go ahead.
Yeah, to just piggyback off of what Illa said, I don't trust no man with those tiny braids. I just think that, it's clear that this.
I don't trust a man with tiny braids, as if that's a talking point. We just talked about how this person is, this person was a stripper / prostitute on record for saying I used to set.
I'm saying that I understand that. Not I feel like I understand by listening to a lot of people on panels and whatever else. You don't have nothing to do with her being a stripper. You don't have nothing to do with her having a bunch of babies. They don't care what men have to say about whatever. And then if you start talking about violence, they're going to say there's nothing more violence than a man. What Pac song say? I got my mind made up. Come on now, get into it. Get involved. That's their mind. Here go a man talking. They'll say, you didn't build nothing. I literally did construction. They'll literally say, you can't be a sole provider. As if that's an argument. That's what we were listening to Hamp talk about the other day. A 50-50 relationship, and he's trying to make the home a comfortable place, and he's trying to be a shoulder for you to cry on, and he got to blow your back out, and I'm looking at brothers with dark circles around their eyes, busting their behind, and folks are talking about if it's a 50-50. 50-50 means you don't have to pay 100. I have never understood that. So you're a 50-50 person? No, I pay the majority of my bills now, but I think that, not feel that. If we are together, we're supposed to be lifting each other up. That's what the damn marriage vows is about, right? Better or for worse. I'm not trying to do nothing. I'm not trying to do something to make you be in a worse position. Are you trying to do that to me? I shouldn't be sleeping around on you. You shouldn't be sleeping around on me. I shouldn't be lying to you. You shouldn't be lying to me. It seems like a very simple concept, but they'll say something about dominating, controlling. No, this is the best thing in my opinion. Why are you fighting my opinion if you chose me? Will I listen to you? Sure, if you know how to talk to me where it makes sense. I just got through listening to something. At some point, it starts sounding like wah, 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 because you're going all around the mulberry bush instead of getting right to it. I used to literally say it to my wife, is this something you want me to fix, or are you just venting? Why? Because I'm going to listen differently if it's something you want me to fix than you just venting. Because venting means you don't want to solve the problem to me. You just want to get it out. So I'm going to rub your back. I'm going to kiss you on the cheek. I'm going to say, yeah, baby. But I'm not going to be giving my undivided attention because Lucy think you stole her lean cuisine, so she's acting like a bitch at the office. That's just venting. What am I supposed to do about that? But let's continue. Yeah, I think I'm very clear on this. They don't give a damn about what a man think. They don't care what you think about Cardi B. Why are you talking about her? Not these particular people, but the overall consensus in general. Why are you talking about what women do? Period. So as we're supposedly thinking logically, they don't give a damn if we thinking logically or ignorantly. They want to do what they want to do, the way they want to do it, and not hear about it.
Dudes up, rod them, and have transgender men.
What up, Papa W?
And the first thing she talks about is Stephon Diggs' braids, as if that's a determining factor of anything. He's an accomplished athlete who worked his entire life, disciplining his body to play in the NFL, versus a stripper / prostitute.
Depending on who pretty intellectual is, and depending on where the intellectual came from, people I know who are brain people think that athletes are barbaric, dumb, don't matter how much money they got. And they'll give you the breakdown of why they think they're dumb. Because they're saying that you did something. I often play that clip from Kwesi and Fume talking about how many people want to be athletes and rappers and how many people actually get there and how long their span of that job is and how over about between the 5 and 7 years, those people are broke. So where it may mean something to me and you that somebody can be that disciplined to get them whatever else, again, their mindset is they don't want to hear nothing about no man opinion.
Prostitute, gang member, self-proclaimed set men up, rob them, and get them sexually assaulted. This is a pretty intellectual person. Let's go.
Was just destined for failure from the beginning. I don't really.
His braids had nothing to do with the destined for failure. It was destined for failure because she's a stripper hood rat who got a lot of money, who never grew, and is pregnant with a man's child who has children with other women at the same time while leaving her husband with all his kids is with her, I believe. I could be wrong, but I believe all of Offset's kids is with Cardi's kids. That didn't have nothing to do with it, though. It was his braids. It was the braids. It was the braids.
Look at celebrity relations. I know very little about this situation. I just look.
You know very little about it, but you know for a fact that them goddamn braids is why it failed. These people, man.
Up Stephon Diggs, and I was like, ooh, small braids. So because of the fact that, like, I think it's really interesting that we're even looking at celebrity relationships as if they're authentic, as if it's something that we should be.
It's not even a fucking point. We're using this as an example and analyzing how things relate. Like we always talk about things. Celebrity news is always going to be a thing because sometimes celebrities set a precedent that people either admire or follow or may take a cue from. So it's not about following them. It's seeing how problems that the everyday person have, they might have them too. And how some things in life are inescapable. Like love, loyalty, distrust. These are things that regardless of what lifestyle you have, you're gonna go through as well. So you use a celebrity as an example because that's a public situation that most people can point to and relate to because they can't relate to my relationship. They don't see it. They don't see your relationship, but they do see Beyonce and Jay-Z. They do see Rihanna and ASAP or this one or that one. So that's a snapshot that we all can look at and analyze simultaneously. Miss Intellectual.
Like going for, we don't understand what's happening in these dynamics. We don't understand what their publicists are doing, saying. Sometimes these breakups are timed with album releases. It's all types of stuff, right? So I do think it's interesting though that it's like you're only focusing on the woman and not the man. Like it was like light touch.
Like I said, it's all about men versus women. Men versus women. They are only here to bring down the image of men. We're not trying to bring down the image of women. We're talking about women whose image is already down. She's a stripper. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? It's funny how they would shit on the pick me, but they'll defend a stripper. They'll defend a prostitute, a woman who say I drug and take advantage of niggas. These women are retarded.
She's like, why would you mess with a guy like that? But then you go in on, she has no class, she's this, she's ratchet, she's hood. He is everything she is.
So how is a man who is having multiple children with women who are agreeing to that the same as a woman who drugged men, robbed them, and was a prostitute, stripper, gang member. How is that equated? Does that make sense, y'all? Is that, do they have anything in common? Like, are they like on the same scale of morality? But this is a pretty intellectual person. I don't know.
Everything you said about her, he's exactly that in the male version, right? So, except a little bit worse, right? Because he got like 3.
He's worse. Oh my god, bro. I don't even know if I can get through this show. Like this is gonna be tough for me. Like I really just want to end the stream now and just say go do something else. Like, did y'all hear this shit? Did y'all hear this shit? She says not only is he the same, he's worse because he has baby mamas. So a baby mama, a man with a millionaire now, not a millionaire.
Yeah, this is the angle I can see on that. Here's the angle I can see on that. It takes us back to Cheyenne Bryant. It takes us back to the other doctor, Lady Fontenot. I think her name is Fontenette. Did you hear what she was saying to Cam Newton? Did you hear what she was saying to Nick Cannon? Y'all creating broken homes. That's part one. And then the things that you put these women through is destroying these women. There are women that will say, I just use dudes and get away from them because if you be invested, they'll destroy you. Men are destroying women. When I talk and they say, well, no. If I had to, but ain't nobody paying me to, I could show you every clip of them saying, even messing with a man. And at some point here, she's going to talk about how dudes is on the other side of the game. They too into the boys and all. She's going to break it down on this show right here. I played it yesterday. So is that education or indoctrination? Because when we started talking about the feminist stuff, I didn't talk about, I feel like this. I said, no, this is what ChatGPT says. Now let's go get you some examples of people that's involved in being lobbyists, changing legislation, and all this other stuff. And what first wave is, second wave is, third wave is, so you can understand. There are people here to combat the internet. Just pull it up. I'll pull it up again. Since it's a new channel, I'll pull it up again. In fact, let's stop this right here, right now.
A millionaire with
Let's stop this right now. Remove this. Let's go to the ChatGPT. And let me hit you with the What Pac say? Get your money up. Now I got my money up. You want to go to war? When they start talking about buying houses, we got money, blah, blah, blah. I don't feel I'm listening to exactly what's being said. So these are pictures. Are y'all seeing this when I click it? Okay. Cool. These are pictures. Look at that hand right there. Key goal: right to vote, property rights, basic legal recognition. Major ends: 19th Amendment, 1920 U.S. women gain the right to vote. Limitations mostly centered on white middle-class women. Many women of color still excluded in practice. Second wave, 1960 to 1980s. Main focus: equality in work, family and body autonomy. Let's see these pictures. There's no color, race, or religion in our objections. All women must speak out. Enough is enough, you ignorant men. I can't see these signs very well, but it looked like it says SOGAT, Women for Equal Pay. Oh, I can just move over. And this one says GWU, Women's Liberation. Women demand equality. I am not a second-class citizen. Religious Coalition for Reproduction, Keep Your Religion Off My Birth Control. Humanists for Reproductive Freedom. So there you go. Goals: equal pay and workplace rights. Reproductive rights, ending gender discrimination, challenging traditional gender roles. That's when the stuff started changing. Challenging gender roles. Major theme: the personal and political, domestic labor and career inequalities. Major wins: anti-discrimination laws, expanding reproductive rights, greater workplace access. Critiques: again, often prioritize white, heterosexual women. Most of it did. So 1990 to 2000, main focus: individuality, diversity, and identity. Not every girl is... okay, I don't know how this is supposed to be read. Not every girl is a riot girl. The rise of the woman, the rise of the nation. And then it's just a colorful picture. And then it's the Rosie the Riveter, squeeze your muscle. So, key ideas. Feminism looks like different for everyone. Feminism looks different for everyone. Embrace of sexuality and self-expression. Focus on race, class, LGBT plus perspectives. Intersectionality. Overlapping systems of oppression. Shift less about unified agenda, more about plural voices and identities. Fourth wave, 2010 and present. Main focus, digital activism. So why are these women coming to panels and fighting with you? Digital activism and systemic injustice. Key goals, ending sexual harassment and assault, gender-based violence awareness, body positivity, trans inclusion, and challenging systemic sexism. Feature, defining feature, internet and social media as an organizing tools. So they're fighting on the internet. Examples, Me Too, women marches, viral awareness campaigns. So, first, 1800 to 1920 voting and legal rights. Second, 1960 to 1980 workplace reproductive and equality. Third, 1990 to 2000 identity, diversity, intersectionality. Fourth, digital activism, harassment and inclusion. So now you're dealing with digital activism. And the men's ain't in it. They don't want to hear what a man got to say about whatever it is they're doing. Let's get back to it. And that's not what I feel. That's what they're literally saying. That's what Cheyenne Bryant was doing casually in front of Cam Newton and Nick Cannon. I don't think they understood when she was saying you guys are creating broken homes. You are destroying women and children. I mean, go back and look at the clips, but what do you think that means? That's why they say they'll pick the bear. Because they know the bear just going to, destroy him and get him up out of here. They think you're going to do something much more sinister. And when I hear that, what is the much more sinister part? But I'm sure they can explain it. I watched a movie with William H. Macy. I believe the movie is called Oleander. Let me look it up right quick. He was a teacher giving extra credit after school help with a student that was having a hard time. Then the student started blackmailing him, talking about, I can tell him you did this and I could tell him you did that. Destroyed that man. You got them football players that had them false accusations put on them. Destroyed them. Dudes couldn't come back and play no football even afterwards found out it was not the truth. But somebody voted for this. Somebody went along with this. I don't remember I could look it up though. I told you, after I looked at the Lily Phillip thing, after I listened to those women talk about F them dudes and where's the power in you and this and blah, 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 blah. I said, let me go find something. And you know what all the men in the chat was saying while I was playing it? Why are you listening to these stupid bitches? They talking about changing legislation. Why aren't you listening? You too busy calling them stupid bitches instead of listening to exactly what and most of them women up there were prostitutes. And talking about living in their liberation and their empowerment. They're talking about leave a prostitute alone, just arrest the John. The John is dangerous. Maybe I'll look at that in a minute.
Let's backtrack. She's a stripper. She's in a gang. Little prostitution. Self-proclaimed robber of setup of men. And she's currently pregnant by a man with other women that's pregnant by him while being married. But she's not, but he's worse. Gang member, stripper, prostitute, criminal, married woman, pregnant while married with another man and already not with that man. But he's worse. This is a dangerous person. This is a dangerous person. Brother said, it makes sense when you factor in Bell Hook's assertion that anything a woman does that's wrong is always the patriarchy's fault. Absolutely. Absolutely. This woman is dangerous. This woman is dangerous. Brother said, raw talk, real deal. Most time these panels are set up for reaction and controversy, for clips and views. I mean, absolutely. But what's still getting exposed is these people are dangerous. This woman's rhetoric is toxic. It's complete and utter garbage.
Opinion, because I just don't think that we should ever, as regular people, be looking at celebrities for any kind of guidance whatsoever.
Not only did she make up some bullshit, she's changed the narrative to looking at them for guidance. Like, shut the fuck up. See, I'm not gonna talk to her like that on the show because that's gonna feed her. But on my show, fuck your goofy dumbass. If you got some smoke, pull up. I ain't gonna give it to you on Lapeef unless you ask for it. But on my show, you're an idiot. And I bet you $1 million. I bet you $1 million. I ain't gonna bet that because I ain't got it. But I bet you a lot of money that she got. I can just tell by how she looked. Like she's one of them girls that probably had like a funny ass shape. I really wasn't accepted by her male group. And she's not American. You know what I'm saying? Which doesn't surprise me. I could just tell she's probably one of them funny shaped chicks, probably top heavy. You know what I mean? I would love to see what she looked like because I'm sorry, there's a certain mindset with certain funny shaped chicks. They be mad at the world. Just like it's like the men with the Napoleon complexes. Like people got complexes based on how they look and how they accept it or not. Absolutely. But now she's dangerous. This the type of rhetoric that got black men killed.
Yeah, can I respond to that?
Good.
Cool. First of all, you just signaled, you say you don't know much about it, but you signaled him out and said all these things about him that's negative. But that's cool. But they're not the same. Cardi B is on record saying that she's drugged men. She's on record saying that she's set men up to be either robbed or sexually assaulted. These are her words, it's not mine. Yeah, he's promiscuous, you know what I mean? But obviously that wasn't a deal breaker for her because it's the man she chose. So it's obvious his transgressions, but she chose him. But as far as her, she's a gang member, not to knock gangs, but this is someone who is literally a criminal, who was a stripper, and who admitted to set men up. So I don't think they're really the same. But if you want to make them the same, that's cool. But it's not really a man and woman issue. Most women didn't even know who Stefan Diggs was until Cardi B started dating him. So obviously she's the star.
She's nodding her head like that means something because you don't watch sports.
Obvious what type of guy he is. I mean, he's an athlete who has a lot of money, but she chose him. It's the guy she chose after being cheated on. So I'm really trying to understand her logic. To me, is what seems to be in question. Those other men been doing what they're doing. Stefan Diggs has gotten women pregnant since he's been with her. So the issue is her decision making.
The faces, just stupid, childlike shit, just dumb as fuck, just a big fucking idiot. Yo, I really can't. Yo, I don't like her at all, yo.
These men been who they were, but she's a criminal, and like I said, she's on record saying that she drugged men. So to say that they're just as bad, I think that's a stretch. But teachers on, you know.
I think it's that. Not feel. Think is that men are bad. Period. Dangerous. Period. You know, when people are listening, what are they listening to? Like when Trev says something about, sleeping with wives and whatever else, all that meant is that he's dangerous. And then when they listen to you and somehow you could put any kind of negative thing on a woman, dangerous. They're thinking the same thing you're thinking in reverse. 3 baby mamas destroyed them women. Making fatherless homes. Isn't fatherless homes a problem with our community now? And it'd be a lot of clocking it. Yeah. Fourth wave is internet.
Like, think about it. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, these women's perspectives on men is dehumanizing. You don't give a fuck that she robbed people? Fuck gender. She's a criminal. She's on record saying she was set niggas up and do all type of shit like that. And you don't give a fuck. It's men or whatever. These are the people that speak in on these panels.
That's exactly what it is. It's men, whatever. That's exactly what it is. Should I be angry about it, or should I be trying to have a discussion with a person and try to understand is that, do you really hate me? What do you mean? I'm talking to you. I mean, no, because we're in a time right now where people hate fuck. To be honest with you, even when I was younger, people don't like the person that they with, but sleep with them. Because that's what y'all be calling struggle love. He don't like her, but he need her. She don't like him, but she need him. She don't like him. He don't like her. Of course she gonna cheat. Of course he gonna cheat. They don't like each other. And it most likely gonna be hate effing the next person. I wish we understand these things. Like, I was on the panel saying, I don't want to sleep with a gay person. They said, oh, what are you saying? I don't want to sleep with a gay woman. I don't want to sleep with somebody that hate me already. I don't want to try to prove nothing. Well, that's what, no. I'm a black man. I love black women. I don't want to fight with you. I want us to have a discussion. We have a simple understanding, but I could never, ever be paying all the bills while you, this genius with all this money, and you got all these, I wouldn't even want to mess with you. Like, people have a whole lot of discussions about my last home. That home was a generational thing, right? Her mother left the home with her. But it was similar, very similar to this house. It was just old. It was just old, right? So when we went into the place, it was just old. So it used to be you come in the front door. The front door was way down this walkway, and then you go into the house. The front part was a converted garage, but they didn't do such a great job with putting the door in converted. I converted our next door neighbor's house. I did work on a house next to that. I built sheds in the back of my next door neighbors. So when I came into the house, you come in the door, right? Small little living room, decent size. But next to it was a small little dining room. Then there was another door to go to a tight little kitchen. Because this house was made in 1930. There was a closure that made the kitchen even smaller because it used to be a pot belly stove there. It had the old terracotta flue that went up to the roof. From what it was, and these people saw me take all the just like when I came in here, took all that old ugly brass out, took all these different things that just close. All you got to do is go look at a old house. But this is the attitude of the people. It doesn't matter that you're adding value. It doesn't matter that you're doing this. It doesn't matter about the money. It doesn't matter that you're trying to understand about finances. It doesn't nothing matters. There's nothing that this individual can do wrong. And that's a bad thing, but that's a factual thing. That's where we're at. I had a woman that we used to be at the Scouts together. She used to be the Cub leader. No, the Scout leader. Because she didn't mess with the young kids. She messed with the older kids. She was the Scout leader. At that time, the Cub leader was a man. And when the Scout leader left, he took her position and my wife took his position. So you have these people that come together that have this mentality. A man can, that woman that used to be the old Cub leader came to my house one day because I got the roof done. She said, in my clear hearing view, I don't like to see a man sitting down. Casually, I don't like to see a man sitting down. Ain't that crazy? It was a lot of little things that happened like that. I didn't overreact because I think that you're supposed to deal with that. Why aren't your wife in the kitchen cooking? But see, I don't got no buddies. I ain't got no buddies, period. That's another thing I used to be arguing with me. Why don't you want to make no friends? Why don't you want to? Hey, man. Say, man. Let me acknowledge this bread, though.
Thank you for the money, cheese, ready to go. Good scratch, squirrel paper.
I think I'm gonna change up the music songs also. Shout out to Lord ADS. Appreciate you. Thank you. You have broken the I ain't got a dime over here. Thank you for breaking that curse, Lord ADS. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. Because it takes that. We got to break that curse, right? And we got to understand that we have to be conscious of certain things and not bite on it. We got Sugar Bum over here. Sugar Bum be saying wild stuff. I'm not going to bite on it. Sugar Bum been here since I started the channel. Hear Me Out been here since I started the channel. I went over there to Hear Me Out today. I got 11 subs from Hear Me Out. Thank you for the subs. Hear Me Out. Hey, isn't that something? The wide man y'all be telling me I should F with got me 11 subs. Why you messing with the listen, man, this is business. I'm trying to do business. Period. Y'all act like I joined his militia or some shit. But again, thank you, Lord ADS, for breaking the curse. Let's listen to a little bit more of this.
This shit, wow, bro.
Pretty, if you want to respond real quick. If not, then we'll go to Bo.
I might let you have this one.
Yeah, because ain't shit you can say.
When I tell you I don't want to have that one at all whatsoever, because Jesus. Now, what I will say is,
have what? Y'all on the show. This is the topic. What the fuck is you talking about? They be swearing they saying something deep and profound. I swear, girl, I'm having that. You're having it. We're having it.
They are saying something deep to each other. If they can get this, emotion out of you, laughing, calling you zesty, clocking it, and all that other stuff, if they can get it up out of you. I just got through looking at something the other day about a woman saying she don't like no soft nigga. I've been seeing that for some years around there. It was a woman sitting in the car. She was holding the steering wheel and leaning back and forth. She said, don't play no motherfucking mix CDs. And what is you cuddling me for? I'm like, what? The boy Blueface was on the 20 versus 1 or whatever them things is called. Him and Deshae Frost. Blueface got a mic in his ear, and Deshae and him is telling him to do stupid stuff. So they told him to go off on a heavyset sister. And then she was freaking out. And she said, they said you was gay anyway. You was up in there, taking it and giving it. She said all this, but you was just about the dating. You're on a dating show. Blueface didn't even move. He was just sitting back and just, talking about get Biggie Smalls up out of here and stuff. Right after this little chunk right here, I'm gonna play you. You can easily pull this stuff up, and then you can kind of understand and know these folks ain't effing around. Y'all want agenda bang? They call it agenda banging. That's the fourth wave. Internet. They gonna weapon. They were saying. I watched a movie. I don't know if that was on Netflix or whatever it was, about a little white kid that supposedly deleted a girl. And his philosophies, they say he was talking like Andrew Tate. That's in a movie. They talk about the red pill. They talk about the manosphere. They talk about people is like dangerous. That's in these groups and and I come up here and people want to say I'm in a. Why would they? So that right there is criminal. That's you trying to put me in a group that I could get hurt behind. But you know what I do? I just keep it pushing. I ain't no damn group. Where is the group at? It's almost like what she's saying about the sisterhood. Where is the sisterhood? Where is the meetings? Because if it is a red pill group or is it that conclave that Obsidian got? Is that the group? Is that the ecosystem? He can help me write I'm gonna slap me a book together too with misspellings and whatever else and see what Simon and Schuster think about it. Can it become a bestseller? How to avoid being a goofy. I'm gonna call it How to Avoid Being a Goofy from the Night. Man, I want some money. I don't want to be in these conversations. And if I am, I'm going to be joking because I don't want to be seen as what they're trying to say I am. And if you give it to them, and it is about salation, it is about negativity. That's what moves the algorithm. So they can say, this is not a movie. That's them. See how dangerous that man is? Look at him. Didn't we just hear in that clip a minute ago? Somebody, I think she said Dre, crashed out. My friend Bomb love to make a dude crash out. Bomb and Verbal Assassin and PH Diva, they love to make somebody crash out. Y'all know what I say to my ex-work wife when I get up there? Hey, I don't want no smoke. You got it. In fact, let me get up out of here before y'all kick the bounties in and say I'm talking red pillish and whatever else. Listen, I don't want no smoke. But I can show you what they say. They say what we say. Let's listen to what they say. I just showed you fourth wave feminism, what it's talking about. And then I'm about to show you some women sitting in groups in a room, older women. And you can, this is one clip, because I know you're going to get irritated because it's going to be like, it's boring. But listen to what's being said.
Discussion. You're still having it. Shut your dumb ass up.
And forgive me, this is going to be a tad bit out of character for me. I think
she always has to give this. Every time we go on the show, she has to give a disclaimer. We know you dumb. You ain't got to tell us. We already know. Look at the comments. Because she always swears she got some insight to say. And I hope you're watching this shit. She always swears she got some insight to say. But what's the metric that what you say makes sense? Because every week in the comments, you're the butt of everybody's jokes. Nobody likes you in the comments. Nobody. You might have
one of the geniuses over here, my buddy that was over on earlier, Stanley. Stanley say he got a crush on her.
To support it. Most comments think you're crazy, whether it's men or women. No one thinks you make sense. No one really fuck with you. They feel sorry for you. But nobody really understands what you be talking about. You don't have to get a disclaimer about what you about to say. We already know you about to say some women of Brewster Street, some color purple silly shit. We already know. You ain't got to keep making disclaimers. Just be goofy.
My bad. I think that
she talks
it's her fault
too.
I think that women need to stop letting men who are only offering you dick and bubblegum to go on about their way.
What is Cardi B offering? Like, these people are not intelligent enough to even have a full analysis of the conversation because they just hell-bent on men versus women. What the fuck does dick and bubblegum got to do with this situation?
Now, I will look at that a little calmer because, once again, I listen to these women and I think they tell you, because I believe the lady above you with the plunging neckline is going to say the cat she messed with, she was just demonetized. And there's plenty of clips that it's about aesthetics. Aesthetics first, everything else later. Then you got the other ones where it's money first, then aesthetics. He looked like he could wreck some stuff. He big and strong. I imagine. Well, a lot of folks ain't imagining. They just go there. And that dude don't have to do a lot. It's so many clips, but that's exactly what body autonomy is. That's exactly what liberation is. Lily Phillips slept with 1,000 dudes. And all throughout the thing, the comments, the ladies was like, the fact that she wanted to please them was giving away her power. And not on my feelings, not me saying, it's a bunch of them. That attitude is that you are utility, period. And once you're not useful anymore, discard you. You know how many panels there are? I don't mess. Why would I ever mess with the old nigga when I can mess with the daddy and the son? I just mess with the son. He 56, his son 27, the other one 22. You know how many of these men got sleep apnea machines? Literally, they don't give a damn. Are you useful? Can you blow it back out? Can you pay these bills? Period. The hell is you talk? I don't want to hear what you got to say, so it's good that you quiet. Panel after panel after panel after panel. Why is this man talking down here? Let's see if we can crack him. They say, and I don't think they trolling either, but they say don't feed the trolls. Because what is trolling about? Controlling you. That's why when people be like, we're going to say some of the wildest shit tonight. It's going to mess with him eventually. It's been 4 years. Your wife this, your daughter this, da 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 da. Now he's just drinking his box wine and whatever else. Yeah, because what I'm supposed to, I had real bullies when I was younger. I wasn't cyber bullied.
Like, am I missing something, y'all? What this dick and bubble gum got to do with this situation? Brother say I can't stand her. G, she hella toxic. Absolutely, I do. At first, when I first ran into her, I felt a little sorry for her. I'm like, oh, she just misunderstood. Oh no, this person is a monster. We got a bunch of Vecnas out here. I don't know if y'all watch Stranger Things, but Vecna goal was to take the world and turn it into something in his image. All these little Vecna spirits in the content space, men and women, just want to take the world, remix it, and make it this dark ass place that you want to do. Y'all motherfuckers need help. Brother said, I just like how JR just lets these ladies get away with BS and never atone for it. However, the men are held accountable if they go.
I don't think nobody can be held accountable online. You can keep them off your panels. You just ignore them when they come up. There are people who have an agenda. Nidish, what is your agenda? I'm just trying to hang out and kick it. I don't have no agenda. Well, why you be so quick to, like I said, it's very few things that make me just snap. But like, here's the thing that people like to do a lot, because it's the Willie Lynch letter going on. And there's no way y'all been listening to me on here all this time. It's the Willie Lynch letter was a hoax. Cool, but it's happening. So this is what you'll hear a lot of times. You'll hear a bunch of people that's younger go, I can't stand these old niggas. I can't stand these old heads. Unless the old heads sound just like you. I'll be asked, and I say it that way. I don't say ask. I say ask a question, and I'll say something that you could Google. You could just Google it. And then I'll say it and somebody go, that's not the truth. I say, well, maybe it's anecdotal. Maybe when Different World was on and the Cosby Show was on, after Ice Cube said, why is more niggas in the pen than in college? That college student men didn't go up. That was no longer a reality. Why do we talk about young men now like they're men from the 90s? These young men ain't getting a whole bunch of women pregnant and a bunch of teen pregnancies now. It's older people. So when I talk and then I hear if this old head and blah, 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 I go, okay, so let me say all the other things I don't think that I hear. That young people got peanut allergies. You a young man, you got peanut allergies? Y'all thumbs are super big. I'm playing the game the way y'all playing it. But I'm not trying to do nothing nefarious. There's no sneaky agenda happening. And I apologize when I do something that's hella crazy. But I'm just saying, and this is the thing. So example, somebody was arguing with me. So they were listening to me, but not hearing me. They were waiting for me to stop so they could start yelling again. So I said to that person, you're listening like a woman, meaning that you're not even listening to me at all. You just, that's an old head. So that's already in your head. So you're not listening to me at all. So understand the method to my madness. So that's why I'm saying you listen like a woman. Then when you started talking, I said you talking like them too. Why was I saying that? Because you're not even talking about what the hell I just said. What are you talking about? So that's why I'm saying you listening like a woman. I didn't even say the shit you said I'm saying. Like, do I have to give disclaimers too? Hey, y'all, I'm just having a little bit of fun. I'm not up here trying to disrespect nobody. Like, I understood that House of Hypocrites was in a garage. I understood that. I understand in garages that the ceilings are lower. I used to live in a split level. My room was in the garage. It was converted. There was a front door on the garage. We pulled the utility part of the house forward a little bit because, you know, the garage is long enough to fit a whole car in there. We pulled the wall forward a little bit so we could put a shower and a sink and a toilet in that little area. And then the room behind that was where the washer and dryer and a folding table was and a cabinet for tools. So I understood where he was when I first started making a joke about little ceilings. But somebody will look at that and go, there go Nardis pulling that bullshit. What are y'all talking about? Just say you don't like old heads. Just say that. You say shit. No. If I'm drunk, I know what I'm saying. No, do you remember what happened? That particular night, no, I was completely lit. That particular night, no. And any night that I'm completely lit, no. Do I remember it? The night happening? No. Do I remember what I said? Yeah. Yes. I'm listening to back-to-back things happening, and I'm saying, well, it's looking like people are being dismissive of the situation. However, in certain situations, it sounds like the gender stuff. Like the brick lady. I wasn't so quick to jump on the brick lady and say this is whatever because enough information isn't out. But within moments, I think Fantastic was the first one to find out that was a hoax. So while I'm doing the stream, everybody is throwing the link in there and telling me go look over there. Okay, until I have that information, I don't know. But once I had the information, that's the end of it. Same thing like when I said I gave a public apology because I made a public statement on here about dark humor. So yes, Corey is a comedian. That's a dark joke. But that's what the First Amendment is about, and that's what comedians have always done. That's why I talked about Lenny Bruce and all other stuff. But this right here is clearly agenda-driven. Let's make these people do this thing so we can point the finger and go, look at that. They smile in your face.
Go too far. Absolutely, bro. I don't know, Louis, Willie. He said the chat frozen. Why you say that? Like it's not moving fast enough or something? Maybe people just ain't chat. Maybe it's just a spectator day. I got a lot of people like to watch me. They like to just lurk and shit. You know, I got a lot of haters and shit. So we got 77 people in the chat. Support the channel, donate to the channel. We're trying to hit our goal. You already know what time it is. Stop playing.
And yeah, I'm not a hater of nobody on here. Whatever back and forth thing we did, I'm not a hater of nobody on here because I'm never going to see you in real life. Why would I hate you? And I don't like to say what I would do in real life. Just know this. I was born January 25th, 1970 in Oakland, California. Just read a newspaper. Y'all was born in some tough places too. Philadelphia, Chicago, New York. So yeah. Is everybody folding where you at? So, I mean, we already do that to each other. So yeah, I don't got no hate for nobody on here. It's just that when it's just, and look, people got different kind of ways that they play. That's cool. But some of the ways that people play be destructive. Like they said that me joking over there when I used to be on the Gospel of Bob is that I was trying to do something to hurt their channel. I don't have that kind of power, and I don't do that to fellow damn people that do this thing. I ain't never sent no strike. People have said all kind of crazy. We could pull it up right now. I have never pulled no ban. I ain't done nothing. Do you? Whole stream, all kind of disrespectful shit. I don't do nothing because I thought YouTube is supposed to do something if you do too much. If they don't do nothing, then you don't have nothing to worry about. Like example, people because of their political choices say it's okay for horrible stuff to happen to people. They're saying it. If YouTube ain't doing nothing about it, freedom of speech.
Donation. It's a donation. I thought it was a crack. Don't be getting no.
Show some love. Show some love. But yeah, man, like shout out to all the beautiful women who are thoughtful, intelligent, humble, confident, honest, and still got love in their heart. These women don't have that. These are dog ladies and bag ladies. You gonna miss your buzz. Let's get back to this shit, man.
Your goal is to be in a serious relationship. If you think that you are a relationship type, I think that any man that approaches you that don't have nothing but a stick and balls, you need to send them on their way. I think that if you deal with them, you get what you get. But because if I'm being honest, like you could read some men from a mile away, and men with fame and a lot of resources are usually them fuck niggas. And
So we was on a show with her a week ago, and I left the show, matter of fact. And if I'm not mistaken, she said that when we go after the man with money, they say, we want this. We can't, why can't we go after six-figure dude? But now today, the guy with money is usually a fuck nigga. They just be running they fucking mouth. Don't make no sense. We should go after the man with some success. This week, the man that's successful is a fuck nigga. No, none of them want you. Well, they're successful, unsuccessful, none of them want you. They don't think that you are what they want to be with. You're off-putting to all of them. Broke, money, 6 feet, short, tall. And most of the men that are going to kiss your ass and pander to you in the comments, you wouldn't even give them the time of fucking day. That's the truth. The men that you are attracted to are not attracted to you. And the men that coddle you and the men that make you feel like you're right, you don't want them. Sounds like you're in the pickle. Let's get back to it.
I encourage women to lead them at the curb. But I will say,
mind you, they're talking about a man who's with a fucking stripper, bruh. We're not talking about fucking we're not talking about Claire Huxtable. We're talking about Cardi fucking B. As if a man of some type of stature would go out his way to make her an honest woman. Or like,
it's a trip when, people think of like, who's like a good woman? And the first person they say is Felicia Rashad. That's a long time ago for Felicia Rashad. Who is the modern day Felicia Rashad? In modern time that we think is just, nice. Modern day though.
Cardi fucking B, bruh. Not Claire Huxtable. Not what's her sister name from Stella Got Her Groove Back? Her name escapes me right now. Not her. A gang member who got
Angela Bassett. Still, that's far back. We need a current person.
some money as if she is qualified for anything else than what she's received, which is dick and bubblegum. That's her level.
What up, No Chaser?
Misandrous. Miserable misandrous.
In this case, I think it's like I said before, it's both of their fault. Like when I was talking about her and Offset, talking about her and him, it's both of their fault because you knew what you was getting into. Both of y'all knew each other because you've seen past relationships, you've seen what they've been doing. It's easy to predict in this situation. So I just feel like it's both of their fault.
So now it's both of their fault. But originally it was about dudes with money usually do this. Shut your goofy ass the fuck up. Let's get back to it. Show up, we got some more support. Shout out to Hootie Ra and Sister Jamie. I appreciate y'all. Jamie with the, to Hootie Ra with the $5 says salute Illustron support. Appreciate you, brother. Jamie with the $10 super sticker. Appreciate you, Jamie. Hold it down in them chats for me. Hold it down. Yeah, man. Let's get back to it, man. These people, bro.
Okay.
The thing is that, like, I don't disagree, right? Like, but the thing is, when Illa said they're not the same, they quite literally are. They're two irresponsible people who did very irresponsible things.
No, you fucking dunce. They are both equally wrong in their relationship, but I don't give a fuck about their relationship. So I'm not looking at it from a who's wrong, who's right. It was a hot mess. But from the macro, when we step back, who has more individual value? I'm gonna go with Stephon Diggs. Every woman he's with wanted to be with him. All the women he had children with were complicit. She's married. She didn't leave Offset for Blair Underwood. She left Offset to find another Offset and get pregnant by him while being married to Offset. You're an idiot. This is a woman who's on record for saying she did some crazy stuff to men. They're not the same. This is crazy, yo.
Like, I don't understand what the fundamental difference is. I mean, you're saying that you expected a criminal to make a good decision about a partner. What? You just said she's a criminal, and then you expect her to make a good decision about a partner. They're the same. I don't like these are.
If she's a criminal, how you equating criminality with being a multiple-time baby daddy? You fucking idiot. How are they equated?
We're sitting here, I guess because they have a couple dollar signs, but in my opinion, I don't really see any of these people as people I consider role models. I don't follow them. So like that's why I'm saying when I said they're the same,
Absolutely,
they just truly are.
Okay, what you originally said was that I focused on her being a quality person. So based on that criteria, there is a difference. Now we can say he's morally wrong, or he's promiscuous, or he's immature. He's emotionally immature. He may be lacking in some masculine levels of accountability.
Like, come on now. She's pregnant while being married. Divorce the nigga and get pregnant. All right, then it's whatever. You're still married. Your children are seeing you with another dude getting pregnant while you still they mommy. Them kids are still little as hell. These women are not here to help women or men, yo. They here to just want the society. They just want the world to burn or some shit. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? Oh my goodness, man. Yo. I'm telling you, it's hard to be on this
But to compare that to a person who was on record, who was a self-proclaimed blood, who was a former stripper, who would set men up to be robbed and raped by transsexuals, to say that they're the same when I...
Yeah, let's get for a little bit more. Do ya? Oh, WAP, the Cardi B song. Wet AP.
Is that not her bringing stripper prostitution culture in her past into her present? Did she not bring her past into her present? This is a grown ass woman.
Makes music. She talk about whatever she talk about. There are a lot of men.
No, she talks about whoredom. It's not whatever. No, she talks about whoredom and prostitution. It's not whatever. It's that. That's what she talks about. Like what she's about to do, she's about to specify what men talk about. Cardi B talks about whatever, but now she's about to talk specifically about what men talk about.
Make music about, illegal activities, and they don't even do it. Like how you attribute every single thing to, like that she says in her songs, to who she is
because she literally said that's who she was before she got on the game, you fucking imbecile. She said it. She said I'm that. She said it. She raps about her life and what she's done. And your dumbass talking about, oh, these rappers don't even live it. What the fuck that got to do with anything? So by you saying that, you're implying that she lives her lyrics. Because what was the point of you saying these rappers say stuff and they don't even live it? So the dichotomy to that is that she lives what she's talking about.
Crazy, because y'all will take up for a man in a minute who makes this stupid music.
She has no proof of us taking up for anybody who makes this stupid music. So who's the y'all? The internet? Your homeboys? You're talking to the men on this panel. When did we say that? When did we ever defend somebody talking about fuckery in a song? If you can't confirm us saying that to you, shut the fuck up. Because you sound stupid. Stupid. What is she talking about?
So now I want to get to what I think she talking about. Let's stop this. Shout out to Philosophical. As always, the link is in the description. I'll figure out again how to put the hashtag back up there, but the link is in the description. Go check out Illa. He's right here. And then you have Pretty Intellectual right here. Every time you're holding me, do you like what you feel? Okay. Here's one of those panels I was talking about. Now, Ursula Owens, founder director of Viagro Press. Harriet Herman, Labor MP. Dawn Foster, journalist and author, Lean Out. Yaz McKay, blogger, campaigner. I don't know how to say that name. Anti-FGM campaigner. Stella Creasy, labor and co-operator. It was another one. Maybe I'll find that one where it was lobbyists and lawyers but let's listen to them. This is called Generation F, the feminist fight from first to fourth wave. These not no young folks. So see, when I just read those titles, it didn't say she was a lawyer, but now you see she's a lawyer. The other panel I looked at, I probably can't find it, but those were lawyers and stuff. And they were talking about how being married is slavery. And they were talking about their liberation. And they were talking about this internet and social media and the threat of a man and the patriarchy and all. This is a whole different panel, this one. It's a whole different thing. Same conversation though. A bunch of older women sitting around. So her father was retired and her mother was cooking for him while she was trying to go back and do X, Y, and Z. She can never be her mother. So she's insulting her mother and her father. They don't want to hear nothing a man got to say. So when you're on these panels and you listen to, this is generational now. And there it is. I don't have to play no more. Feminist campaigning is what is happening on these panels. Savage say he can't hear nothing. I can't hear nothing. Let's see. Volume is turned up. Let me go on the outside. Yeah, I hear it. It's something on your side, Savage. But yeah, that's pretty much it as far as that goes. So if you're wondering what it is, on these panels, doing all this stuff, they're calling it campaigning. So let me do this in the manner in which I do it. I'll be back shortly, I guess, to get the watch hours in. Stop that screen. Tell y'all what I always tell y'all. Be great.
We'll shut this motherfucker down!
That's all, folks.